What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video today. Today is Friday. It is just after 5 o'clock, so we are going to take a look at where spot price is, and we're going to see what y'all's guesses were in the community poll I posted towards the beginning of the week, and we're going to see what the end results are. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, everyone, and I've got the community poll pulled up, and I also have the spot price chart pulled up, and we're going to take a look at what happened for this week. So, we started out the week on Monday, October 25th, and Platinum ended up down for the week. So, this is our first down week in a couple weeks. And it ended up down. So it started the week out at 1060.50 and it ended up ending the week at 1035.86. So that is down about $25, give or take a few cents. So that's a pretty substantial dip. We saw it dip towards the middle of the week, came back up a little bit on Thursday, went back down for Friday's close. So basically, are we going to start doing this stair-stepper downwards scheme again? We might. Typically, when you see spot price move like that, you see it go up for a couple weeks, it starts to stair-step down a little bit. It's kind of like a market correction type of thing. So it's definitely interesting to see that occurring here. Now, will that continue into next week? Well, only God really knows. But if you were to ask me, I think we might see it dip a little more, but I'm not so sure that we break that $1,000 number again. I'm not sure we see the numbers that we saw towards the beginning of the month again at the end of the month. I am just unsure of that. So I think it may, my prediction for next week is it's going to maybe dip a little more, but I don't know if it will dip below that $1,000 number. We will just have to wait and see. It's a possibility, but I'm unsure at this moment. But if you were thinking about buying some this weekend, $10.35, it's not a bad price, plus whatever premium you're able to secure. But nevertheless, it's interesting to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 3-month chart. It looks like we did recently hit a 3-month high, with it being about 1060. That's about as high as it's been in 3 months. So we did see a 3-month high. So it only makes sense that it corrects a little bit because it's higher than we've seen really in 3 whole months. It's almost been 3 months since we saw 1060, and we saw it this past Monday. So it makes sense that it's gone down a little bit. It can't go up forever. It usually doesn't, and I don't know that it really has. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let's also take a look at the 6-month chart. Okay, so we're looking at 1257.38 about 6 months ago. So it might be a little while before we're back up to that number, but my prediction is we see it sometime in December. That's about the time we saw it really go up, was around last December. We saw it break into the $1,000 threshold. And then it wasn't until February we saw it break that $1,300 number for a day or two. So we might see a spike up in December and then yet another spike next February. So be on the lookout for that. That's an interesting kind of thing to go with. We can only really look at its past. We can't look at its future, unfortunately. So it's really quite a bit of a guessing game. But nevertheless, Platinum is holding fairly strong, I would say, and it's a great asset to have, so definitely pick some up if you don't have any. Moving on, we're going to take a look at gold and see where it ended up for the week. We started out Monday at 1807.94, and we're down about $17, almost right on the dot, give or take a couple pennies. So down $17. Many people would call this sideways, and I don't disagree with them, but it is technically down, so I'll give it to both parties, whether you voted sideways gold or down gold. We'll just have to wait and see. But nevertheless, it's a very small dip here towards the end of the week and the middle of the week, but it's nothing too drastic. We definitely are high for the month on gold. Let's take a look at a 3-month chart. So it looks like our recent high at 1807.94 is just below where we were about 3 months ago. So gold's been pretty stagnant with a few major dips here and there in between. But realistically speaking, it hasn't gone up too high and it hasn't gone down too high, so I say buy it. But I always say buy gold. I really don't care where the price is. In my mind, that's just what gold is. You just buy it and you just hold it and you just don't sell it and you just keep it. But nevertheless, we can see we haven't reached those real high numbers of $1,900 about 6 months ago. And then within an entire year, we haven't seen those March 2020 numbers that we saw of an all-time high of just at $2,000 if memory serves correct, or just below. So we'll just have to wait and see if gold reaches those numbers again. But realistically speaking, it's a pretty slow mover at the current time, so I don't think you're really going to be up or down too much. So it's always a buy in my opinion. But as far as the week is concerned, we are looking at about a $17 dip, which is very small considering. Taking a look at the silver numbers, we can see we started out Monday, October 25th at $24.55, and we closed the week at $24.01. So we're only down about 54 cents. This is very much sideways for the week, and it's probably the flattest curve we've seen in the metals we've looked at thus far. So it is very flat and very sideways. So that's what I would call it, would be sideways. It's down 54 cents, yes, but it's very, very much sideways. I really think you got to move $1 in silver's realm to really consider an up or down trend. But that's just my opinion. Taking a look at the 3-month chart, it looks like we're right about even with where we started about 3 months ago at $25.57. We're down about $1.50 for 3 months, but nothing too drastic. If we take a look at the 6-month chart, we're still down from a high of about 28 1/4. That's down about $4. So unfortunately, if you bought back in May, you are down quite a bit. But if you overall dollar cost average and you keep that low, that's really all that matters with silver. And of course, we saw close to $30 an ounce at one point, but we haven't seen those numbers in quite some time. Will it go back up to that number? I do not know. As far as fish and PPP is concerned, it has not broken that $25 realm. So we could see it go down below $20, as PPP would say, or we could see it finally break that $25 realm next week. We will have to wait and see, but I think this next week might be a determining factor. If we see a major dip of $1 or more, it could continue going down. If we see it go above 25, I think it just is going to go up. So I tend to agree with both. However, I tend to lean more towards the dip side than the upside as far as the short term is concerned with silver, but take that as you will. That's just what I believe as far as silver is concerned. If we take a look at palladium, we started the week off at $20.61.51, and we ended the week at $20.38.88. So all metals are down at least a little bit. Gold and silver are very much sideways. Platinum can be considered sideways, and given the price that palladium's at, even though it's down about $30, I still consider it kind of sideways in a way. If we take a look at the 3-month chart, we are way down on palladium, of course, and then the 6-month chart down even more. So palladium is hard as a rock, sunk, and I don't know if it will recover. We'll just have to wait and see. It's definitely a gamble, precious metal, but you could end up winning. So it's just whatever your risk tolerance is and whatever you see comfortable for yourself. But it's interesting nonetheless. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go over and look at that community poll post to see what you all had to say. So we got some good results from this week's post. We got about 138 votes. 21% of you said all metals down. 53% of you said all metals up. 23% of you said sideways all week. 3% said gold up. And 1% said mix. Comment below. So 21% of you said all metals down. It's interesting because they are all technically down. Some people will argue some of them are sideways, but they're all technically down, so I'll kind of give it to you a little bit. 53% of you said all metals up. Well, unfortunately, they're not. They all dipped, and so over half of you are wrong, and this is why it's not really good to kind of guess week in and week out and just make purchases along the way and just dollar cost average. 23% of you said sideways all week. You were pretty much correct on silver and gold. Platinum and Palladium, you were pretty close, I would say. So I'll go ahead and maybe give it to you as well. But you were pretty close. Pretty close, I will say. Gold up 3%. Unfortunately, you were incorrect. I am sorry, my friends. And then 1% of you said mixed comment below. So getting into some of these comments, Gringo said, with Christmas holiday season approaching, prices on all PMs will be up. The Black Friday discounts will be offset by higher spot prices. Nothing drastic, just enough to where we won't get any real price breaks. Could be, could very well be, although I must counter on your argument there. I remember specifically Black Friday last year, there was a major dip the week of Black Friday, and people got some really good deals on metals. Now, dealers might have adjusted their sales to help counteract that. However, there was a dip in spot price the week of Black Friday. Now, I will say in December, platinum went off. So you are correct there, my friend. Platinum just went straight up in December, and then it just continued to climb until February when it hit its not all-time high, but very recent, very, very high number. So we'll have to see, Gringo. We will have to see. You could very well be correct, my friend. We'll just have to wait and see how everything pans out. But thank you for your comment. I really appreciate it. Gentleman's channel said metals would stay up or flat. I want it to go down. Well, it did go down a little bit, Gentleman's channel. It really did. So your wish came true. Up next, we got Feta Cheese said gold 63.2, silver 782.1, platinum 39.8, palladium 50.3. So I don't know what those numbers exactly represent. I'm unsure if you meant that's what they would be up, although I would have a very hard time seeing silver being up $782. Let me know in the comment section on this video, Feta Cheese, if you see this video, what exactly you mean by these numbers. I do apologize, but I do not understand. Platinum, I mean, that kind of makes sense. It's been almost 1,000 recently, but... Or perhaps you're using a different number. Let me know if you're using an international dollar amount, because that could very well be what is happening here. I'm unsure, so I do apologize, Feta Cheese, but thank you for your comment nonetheless, my friend, and I hope you see this video so you can let me know exactly what you were trying to say here so we can get that worked out. And it looks like those are the 3 comments for this week's video. So thank you to all those who commented. Thank you to all those who simply just voted it in the poll or hit the like button on the poll. I really do appreciate it. It really helps out the channel a whole lot. And be sure to stay tuned for next week's poll and next week's video, because I'm sure it's going to be an interesting week ahead. So with all that being said, be sure to hit the like button down below. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with future updates on my channel. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know where you think it's going to end up next week. With all that being said, until next time, we'll see y'all.